Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to work on a kettlebell front rack overhead press. People are going to call this position a lot of different things. I call it the elbow together front rack position with kettlebells. I would use this version to train competitive cheerleaders with kettlebells. Our elbows all the way in, hands all the way in. Competitive cheerleaders will recognize that as holding the girl's foot as she's standing up before you throw her up in the air. And martial artists. Martial artists are always focusing on getting elbows in to create power. People will argue about that. Some people put their elbows out, but for the most part, the strongest position is elbows towards your midline, and that allows more effective types of pushing. So we are going to work on the elbow in midline overhead press. With this version, we are going to move our body out of the way. The kettlebell should be over our hips. We should push our hips forward and squeeze our glutes. Press the weight up overhead to lockout. Press the weight up overhead to lockout, bring it back down. Press the weight up overhead to lockout, bring it back down. Press the weight up overhead to lockout, bring it back down. This looks like a poisonous exercise. A poisonous exercise being something that somebody in a gym will probably tell you not to do. I'm going to tell people to do it if this is part of their sport. Cheerleaders do this move all the time. Circus performers do this move all the time. You have a girl standing in your hands. She is directly over your hips, which is over your feet. You move your body out of the way. You press using not only your shoulders, but your abs and your entire body. As you press, all of this is going to be engaged. You're in this leaned back position. That's fine if you're strong in that position and if you have trained that position. If you haven't, then yeah, it's probably going to suck. So think about this as a very simple exercise. Start with a light weight, build up to heavy weights. A super heavy flyer is 120 pounds in cheerleading. I mean, most flyers that I've known in my life are 98 pounds to 110 pounds. The lighter they are, the higher they fly. That's their job, to get thrown 30 feet in the air. They do a bunch of flips, and then you got to catch them at the bottom. Having this closed pack elbow position is very important because you want to have something under the person you're throwing up in the air. If you try to hold onto their foot like this, your hands slip, they fall straight down, somebody gets hurt. The job of a base is to get underneath it. So we're just treating the kettlebell as a flyer in this instance and figuring out how to get our body into that position. There will be different gripping techniques that people will do, but for this, with the kettlebell, just think about cupping it to wrist bones underneath and work on getting your elbows as close together as possible. The great thing about kettlebells is that they can be adapted to all types of sports, every sport. I can't think of a sport that you cannot adapt kettlebells to. We are going to take this move in the next video and we're going to add it into a power clean to turn it into one big movement for essentially bases.